Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sami here. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto destroys everyone in Chunin exams, part 1. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel, and like this video. So let's get into the video. Naruto rubbed his aching head, as he came to, climbing to his feet shakily. What happened? He grunted in pain, as his head stung. Then the memory came back to him, distorted by a distinct crimson haze. The grass shinobi mused quietly, Naruto in her grasp. It seems the Kyuubi brat is still alive. She then opened his orange jacket and rolled up his shirt. The grass Kunoichi was amused at what she saw. On the boy's stomach was an intricate seal on the boy's stomach, so this is the seal. The Kusakura Kunoichi moved her right hand behind herself, a mini purple fire lighting up on each fingertip. Naruto thrashed in her grasp, trying desperately to free himself. The ninja's amazingly long tongue, however, would not relinquish him from its grasp. Hey! He shouted, wriggling, as much as the foreign appendage would allow. Let me go. The super powerful grass ninja, who was actually Orochimaru in disguise, thrust his flaming fingers into Naruto's unprotected abdomen, crying, "God Jofuin." Naruto's face contorted into a silent scream, as the Hibi Sennin's agile digits dug into his stomach, clenching around the soft flesh. The red bled from his irises, as the Kibi's chakra disappeared, returning his eyes to their natural blue. His canine teeth shrunk to their original size, and his nails were once more blunt and soft. Then, without warning, the blonde boy slumped, unconscious. As the grass Kunoichi tossed him into the depth of the abyss, all Naruto heard was a scream. Erg. Naruto gripped his head, as white chakra started to form around him. Its energy sizzled, crackled like food under the stove. The white energy hissed upon bodily contact, causing Naruto great pain. He screamed when memories suddenly flashed once more. For a brief second he saw a red-haired woman being held by a blonde-haired man. Naruto's feminine voice echoed his mind. My Naruto isn't a fussy eater, eats a lot, and grows up to be a big boy. Go to bed early, sleep well, and take your bath every day. The voice coughed. She sounded like she was in pain. Make friends, it doesn't matter how many. Just make sure they're real friends, people you can trust, even a few is enough. And study your ninjutsu. I was never good at it, maybe you will be. Everyone has things they're good at, and things they are not. So don't feel bad if you can't do it all. Make sure you listen to the teachers at the academy. Naruto's head continued to spin, as he kept screaming. The white chakra whirled around him, and began to sprout tails 1, 2, 3. And remember to avoid the 3 vices of the shinobi. Don't borrow money if you can help it. Save what you earn from missions. Don't drink alcohol until you're 20, and don't overdo it or you'll ruin your body. 4, 5, 6 tails. The agony continued. And, as for women, well, I'm a woman so I don't know what to say, but there are only men and women in this world, and you'll want a girlfriend someday. Just try not to pick a weird one, try to find someone like your mother. A man said, another warning, watch out for Jiraiya-sensei. The voices grunted, but the female voice again spoke this time, and was very sad. Naruto, you are going to experience a lot of pain and suffering. Flashes came. People scowled at him. There was anger, sadness, freak, monster. Mom said I can't play with you. He's that boy, demon. Remember who you are, find a goal, a dream, and don't stop trying until it comes true. The female voice spoke again, and brought forth another memory. I want to be Hokage. The greatest of them all, Naruto yelled, standing in front of the class. Everyone soon laughed at him. Like you can be, Doba boy with a dog in his head insulted you, failed twice now. Yeah, Naruto baka. A pink-haired girl yelled when everyone now threw insults at him. One word was the most consistent of them all. Dope. There's so much more I want to say to teach you about how I want to stay with you. I love you, my baby. Weeping can be heard, as Naruto felt great sorrow. The woman was crying. I'm sorry, Minato. I took all your time, she said when the male voice entered. It's okay, Naruto, this is your dad. Listen to your motor mouth mother. I want you to be the greatest ninja ever. Naruto let out an ear-splitting scream. The pain was unbearable. 7, 8, 9 tails. Finally complete. 8 trigram seal. Both the female and male yelled. Arg. Naruto fell to his knees and became unconscious. What he didn't know was that he stood before the seal. The white chakra surged into the cage, and 2 red slitted eyes opened. It said, I am complete. Erg. Naruto groaned softly, the splashing water waking him. He looked around, his expression was a bit dazed still. Where? A sewer is what he saw. Pipes that leaked a bit hit the water, creating dripping sound. He looked around, and was surprised to see a huge cage before him. A cage, Naruto said, still confused about where he was. Where am I? Last thing he remembered, he'd been in the Forest of Death during the second part of the Chunin selection exams, and he had fought against a strong Sunagakur ninja. He had been surrounded by trees and roots, and then darkness. So where was he now? The only place that had sewers was the sewers he used to venture to when he was little. This is no ordinary sewer, and this cage, the blonde thought, as he looked at the cage. The cage. He walked to the cage, and touched the bars. So, a deep voice, like the rolling thunder, spoke. Nearly jumping out of his skin, he suddenly froze, coming face to face with the Crimson Fox. You're finally here. Its fur was like fire, wild and uncontrolled. 9 flames appeared behind the beast. Uzumaki Naruto began to tremble, but his feet refused to move. "It is nice to meet my jailer," the fox spoke, its voice bringing shivers to his spine. Naruto felt its hot breath making him sweat. "Tell me, do you know who I am?" The fox moved closer, its glowing red eyes boring into his own. "Can you say it with that tiny mouth of yours?" Kyuubi Naruto stammered this was the true fear he felt. The fox chuckled coo. Naruto took a step back when suddenly claws attacked the bars. The massive claws stopped Naruto in his tracks, as they tore his clothes, like knives tearing through his skin. The Uzumaki screamed in pain. With eyes closed, and fear overcoming him, he screamed, "Your name is Kurama." Kyuubi's eyes went white in great surprise when suddenly light escaped the seal, and a ball smacked the blonde Uzumaki on the head. Naruto fell backwards. He groaned when he felt something on his lap. He looked, and saw a beautiful glowing orb. Kyuubi chuckled, "You are not stupid after all." It seemed that the brat too went through the process. What do you want, and why am I here?" Naruto suddenly heard a huge back can be heard, as fires came rushing towards him, but enwrapped the bars of the seal. "I am the Kyuubi, and you are in the seal," the fox spoke, its eyes studying the blonde like a specimen under the microscope. "Seal?" Naruto moved away from the fox, fearing he would lash out at him. "So the snake woman sent me here?" "Partially," Kyuubi said. "I sent you here." Naruto was surprised, but his surprise came through a croaked voice. "Why? It is not your concern," the fox said. "What do you mean?" Naruto got up now, holding the orb in his hand. "Why did you send me here?" The orb glowed, and the fox slanted its eyes a bit. "The seal is complete." "What?" Naruto blinked at the seal. "You mean the 8 trigram seal?" "Yes, the seal is fully complete." Kyuubi said. "What was lost has been found." "What was lost?" Naruto said in thought. "You mean you lost something?" Kyuubi chuckled. Its damn chuckle always made him shiver. "Indeed," it smirked. "But it appears I wasn't the only one." "What do you mean?" Naruto asked, but the fox said, "Now is not the time. Wake up." Eyes wide open, Naruto woke with a gasp, his head aching, and his stomach sore. It felt as though he'd been run through with a katana to the heart. Getting up, he looked around to see Team 10, 7, and another team. "You're awake, Naruto," Choji said, getting his attention, as did everyone else. "Naruto baka." Sakura yelled, as he saw her with Ino. It seemed she was done getting her hair done. Naruto just ignored everything, and held his face. What is this feeling, he thought. He felt more spiritually aware, like an empty void inside him was filled. What was lost has been found, and what Kyuubi said rang through his mind. Mendakus, troublesome, that fight was a waste of time. Shikamaru groaned, as he sat next to Choji, who opened a bag of chips, and began to inhale them. "Don't be like Shikamaru, we won." Choji offered positively between bites. "Yeah, you're right, Choji. It's just too troublesome to think about," Shikamaru replied, as he leaned back to look at the clouds. Niji stood off to the side, as he watched Tenten wake their teammate Lee up, while keeping a discreet watch on Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke sat under a nearby tree by himself, just reflecting on this latest development. "That power, I felt that nothing could beat me. It felt great," Sasuke thought, as he remembered what happened not too long ago. However, he looked at Naruto, who also was in deep thought. "We got the scroll. Let's go," Sasuke said, now getting up. This alerted Sakura, who also got up. Naruto remained still. "There are still plenty of teams out there who could easily beat us separately," Ino pointed out, as she looked at everyone else in the clearing. "Yosh. We can all make it through with the combined might of our youth." Lee all but shouted, as he gave his nice guy pose before Tenten clocked him with a fist to the back of the head, and pulled him down to sit and be quiet. "Need I to remind you we are enemies for the remainder of this part of the exam, so teaming up wouldn't be wise." "Let's go, Lee," Tenten Nichi ordered. Tenten nodded, and got up. Lee did the same. They left now. "Troublesome, but we have both our scrolls," Shikamaru said. "Let's go." Choji and Ino nodded, as the Ino Shikacho trio left. Char and Sasuke grunted, and walked off. "Naruto," he called out to his teammate. Naruto snapped out of his thoughts. "We're going," Sasuke ordered, as Sakura followed. Naruto just got up, and went with them. The other team followed. "Chunin Exam Forest of Death Tower. I suggest we open the scrolls," Naruto said. After 3 hours of non-stop running, Team 7 had finally made it to the tower. They were now deciding what to do. "Idiot." Sakura punches Naruto over the head, a vein popping out on her brow. "Enko-sen said not to open the scrolls. We'd get disqualified. She was talking about it before we got to the tower." Naruto shouted back, rubbing his head. "Besides, we would probably still be looking for a second scroll if it wasn't for me. Remember the decoy scroll?" "I don't care." Sakura fumed, glaring at him. "I'm not about to let you and your stupidity get Sasuke-kun disqualified from the Chunin exams." "Stupidity, it's common sense," Naruto argued, blue eyes burning. "We're in the tower now. The only explanation is that the scrolls have something to do with our qualification into the next part of the exams." Silence ensued, as both Sasuke and Sakura were greatly surprised. That really made sense. "Baka." Sakura hissed, "Since when do you have common sense? I would allow you to mess this up." "Then what do you propose?" he said seriously. come on tell us. Sasuke looked at her, and Sakura now was intimidated a bit, as she was put into a spot. Well we just moved forward, she sputtered, having no idea. Where are we in the tower? Naruto asked. Where do we go? We just moved forward. Sakura snapped at him. Geez. Naruto flung his hands up in exasperation, rolling his eyes. For the smartest girl in the academy you sure are pretty dumb. What did you say? Sakura's voice rose. I dare you to say that to my face. You heard, Naruto yelled back looking at Sakura like she was the stupidest woman in the world, baka. How dare you? Sakura was about to hit Naruto again when Sasuke spoke. Hey, guys, both of them froze, as Sasuke looked at them with his serious face. I think we should open the scrolls. Naruto now sighed, as Sakura squealed and droned about how writer Sasuke-kun was, and about how he always had the best ideas. Wasn't it his idea? Yeah, Naruto baka. A pink-haired girl yelled when everyone now threw insults at him. One word was the most consistent of them all. Sakura-chan. Naruto froze with his head down, the shadows covering his eyes. Bakaha, he said to himself eerily. Sakura, why did I even like her anyway? It didn't make sense. Come on, baka. Sakura pulled him by the sleeve of his jacket, shoving the heaven scroll into his stomach forcefully. Help me open the scrolls. Grudgingly peeling open the scroll given to him, he stared at its contents. Several characters were written down, focused around single kanji in the center. The scrolls began to bring out smoke. Sakura let go of the scroll. Sakura quickly listened, oblivious of the way Naruto called her name. The scrolls were hurled at the floor, as it rolled away from them. The smoke rose to cover as the smoke began to clear, a shape could be seen within the dispersing cloud. Team 7 tensed, but was surprised at who it was. Iruka-sensei. Sakura yelled. The person that came was the academy teacher, Yumi no Iruka. He grinned at them, waving in a friendly manner. Hey, guys. It's been a while, huh? Iruka-sensei, Naruto said in a quiet voice. Memories flashed. Get out, Naruto. Iruka was scowling. You have been disrupting the class. But I didn't do anything. Young Naruto groaned. Get out. Iruka yelled. It's been a while. Naruto. Iruka smiled. His hand landed on his hair, and softly began to ruffle it. Naruto flinched at the touch, and suddenly slapped the hand away. Don't touch me. He hissed, eyes gleaming dangerously, much to the shock of Iruka. Baka. Sakura came, and bumped his head. Don't do that to your sensei. Naruto had his head down. He couldn't understand where these memories were coming from or why he was acting the way he was. I am complete. But it appears I wasn't the only one. Kyuubi knew something. Naruto. Sakura yelled, getting him out of his thoughts. He smiled, scratching the back of his head exactly the way he used to do. Sorry, Iruka-sensei. Iruka was deep in thought. He was confused. This wasn't the Naruto he knew. Sensei, can you explain our next task? Sasuke spoke. Oh, right, Iruka rubbed the back of his neck. I am here to tell you all that you have passed the second exam. Team 7 was surprised. Really? Sakura asked. Yes, Iruka smiled. Now is the third exam. You guys don't overdo it, okay? He looked at Naruto, especially you, Naruto. Don't worry about me, it's not your job, it's mine, he said, suddenly surprising the teacher. He grinned, rubbing his neck sheepishly. Yeah, I guess so, huh? Iruka was beginning to worry. What happened to Naruto? Let's go, Sasuke said, walking off. Yeah. Sakura yelled, following Naruto went after them until Iruka stopped him with a hand on his shoulder. Did something happen in the forest? He asked, a bit worried. With his back turned to his sensei, he shrugged the hand off his shoulder. He walked off completely, ignoring a shocked Iruka. All Iruka heard was a dead voice laced with traces of sadness and confusion. I am complete. The Hokage looked over the assembled genin, resisting the overwhelming compulsion to smile when he saw Naruto among them. 21 had made it, the majority of them from his village. There were Orikis, and another 3 were a team that was only about a year old. It warmed his heart to see such strength and courage in one so young. With the Sandiums stood a group of Chunin, Jonin. Protruding from the front wall was a pair of stone hands forming the seal for Ram. Enko smirked at them from where she stood. Congratulations on passing. Hokage-sama will now explain the third test, so listen carefully. Sarutobi looked at the candidates, and was impressed with his ninjas. He coughed, and then said, well done everyone for passing this portion of the exams. I will explain to you why you are here, and what you shall be doing, but before I explain the third and final test for the day. Do you know the reason why the Chunin exams are held? The genins looked confused, as they listened. Gaara just watched motionlessly, and Naruto watched with a serious expression. The Chunin exams are not here for a shinobi to go up just in rank. The truth is it's a replacement for war among allied countries. The genins were getting more confused, as Sarutobi spoke. A village's strength is determined by the strength of its shinobi. By holding the Chunin exams, you have the opportunity to stand out and show feudal lords what you can do. Also, the strength you show will attract new clients. He was about to continue the third exam when Hayate interrupted, as he coughed. Hokage-sama, may I? Sarutobi nodded. You may, after all you are in charge of the third test. The chronic coughing caught the genin's attention. Was he sick? My name is Jekm Hayate, and I'm the proctor of the third exams. He coughed again, and said the third test is to cut down the number of candidates, as too many have passed. So we are going to do preliminary matches. This shocked everyone, as they thought it was unfair. The feudal lords will be attending the final exams, and we need the strongest ninjas available when they arrive. So this test will bring forth those who are the strongest between you all. Hayate answered their questions before they had to ask. So Gaara was about to speak, but Naruto finished fighting for him. Temari and Kankuro looked at him in shock. He interrupted Gaara. Everyone's eyes fell onto Naruto, but he ignored all of them, choosing instead to meet Sandium's gaze. Sarutobi eyed Naruto carefully. Hayate nodded. So before I start, does anyone want to quit now? Silence ensued. Naruto noticed Sakura and Sasuke were speaking silently, and listened in. I'm fine, Sakura, Sasuke said dangerously. I won't quit. But that Mark made her worried. Mark? Naruto thought, taking note. Just worry about yourself. Sakura had no choice but to obey. Anyone else want to quit? Hayate asked again. Sakura looked at Sasuke and softened. She relented. Sorry, I quit. Someone smiled. Kabuto-san. Sakura spoke in shock. Kabuto looked at Sakura and smiled. I'm injured all over. So you see, I'm not fit to fight. He smiled at them, but looked at Naruto. When their eyes met, Naruto's eyes narrowed as Kabuto walked off. The Jounins and the Hokage noticed how Naruto looked and pondered what changed in him. Alright, the rules are as follows. As the referee, you listen to me. If I say stop, you stop. If you don't do that, then you fail. Fights will be one-on-one, and the winner will proceed to the final. Your opponents will be chosen at random, and the match will end when an opponent dies, loses consciousness, or gives up. If I see that a match is unable to continue, I will also end the match. Alright, now let's begin the first round. Everyone turned around to look at the screen, as multiple names popped up before stopping at the first two names. Uchiha Sasuke vs Sakura Yori. Naruto just looked while Sakura looked scared of Sasuke-kun. Kakashi watched his prized student, as he knew what happened, and what the boy was carrying on his neck. He was told along with the Jounins that Orochimaru had attacked Team 7. As the Genins moved out of the way, Kakashi touched Sasuke's shoulder. Remember, Sasuke, don't use the Sharingan, he muttered. I know, Sasuke nodded. Once everyone went up the stairs to watch the fight, both opponents stood facing each other. Are both fighters ready? Hayate asked, as he received a nod from both Yoroi and Sasuke Hajime. As soon the fight began, Yoroi started to go through several hand signs, and his hands glowed blue. Sasuke flashed his Sharingan, but then suddenly he started to feel pain coursing through his neck, making him fall to the ground. Shit, it's the Selenko, muttered, as she wanted to stop the fight, but her leader disapproved. She touched her mark, remembering the event, and how she met Orochimaru in the forest. Yes, Sasuke-kun, let it control you, Orochimaru thought with a happy expression while he was in his disguise. Once that happened, the fight became one-sided, as Sasuke was getting beaten easily, as those glowing hands of Yoroi kept draining his chakra. Yoroi had Sasuke's head on the floor, and kept draining his chakra. Sakura was worried, as she clenched her heart, and looked away. Kakashi watched with full concentration, as Sasuke got out of the man's hold, and gained some space. He then dodged Yoroi's swings, and then at a fast speed Sasuke appeared under him, and then did an upward kick on his chin, a technique that belonged to Lee. Both Lee and Guy's eyes widened, as they recognized the technique. Neither were happy that Sasuke copied a comrade's technique with his Sharingan. Lion's Barrage. Winner Uchiha Sasuke. Hayate announced. Most of the Leaf contingency was amazed at Sasuke's skill. Wow, Sasuke-kun is great. Ino commended happily, while Sakura sighed in delight. Kakashi was impressed while Asuma nodded. He was the Rookie of the Year, Kurenai nodded. Kakashi nodded while Guy frowned, both thinking of different things. Lee looked sad, but Guy reassured him, making him smile, and began another youthful rant. Naruto just gave the spandex-wearing youth a look of sympathy. He must have copied it from Guy's student, he thought. So that's the Uchiha. Kankuro looked impressed, as he stood from the other platform opposite Naruto and Ko. Gaara looked unimpressed while Temari agreed with Kankuro. The sound team just watched from afar. While Yoroi was being pulled away on a stretcher, Sasuke still had problems getting up due to the seal on his neck. Orochimaru gave a gleeful look from behind his disguise, until he saw Kakashi shunshin down, and took the Uchiha away. Everyone watched while Naruto looked at Sakura. What's with him? Sakura looked shaken, as she ignored him. And nothing. Kakashi-sensei told me not to tell you anything about Naruto. Just worry about your match, Sakura frowned. Whatever, Naruto frowned. So that's how it is if they wanted to keep secrets from him. It showed him that they couldn't be trusted. Where are they going? Ino inquired while Shikamaru looked at them deep in thought. Alright, I shall now begin the second round. Hayate coughed again, as the screen changed until two new names appeared. Tenten vs Temari. Yashiko Tenten. Lee perked up, as he cheered for his teammate, as Guy joined in. Niji nodded, as Tenten smirked, and came down the stairs where Temari was waiting. The blonde flipped over the edge of the platform, and jumped down. HMPH, the girl won't stand a chance, Kankuro smirked. So that's the Sand team, Kurenai said, as Asuma nodded. Tenten, Naruto muttered while watching the Genin. Naruto Baka, you're a loser. She smirked. You're not fit to be a ninja, and never will be. His eyes narrowed. He looked at the Sand ninja who was smirking. Never before had Naruto wished harm to another fellow Leaf Genin. But right now, he really wanted Tenten to take a real beating. He wasn't sure if that was a good or bad thing. "So are you ready, little girl?" Temari smirked while Tenten took out a kunai and twirled. "You are going to pay for that comment." When the fight started, Naruto was right because it was the most one-sided fight he had ever seen since ever. Temari's wind manipulation in conjunction with her fan made all of her long-range weapon usage futile. Naruto couldn't deny that he felt some satisfaction from the weapon mistress's defeat. Temari smirked. "Are you really, Kinoichi?" It felt like fighting a child. Lee wanted to retaliate, but Guy stopped him. "Stop, Lee. This is an exam, it's the rules, you know that." Lee just gritted his teeth in anger. The third Hokage looked impressed. The shinobis from Sand are well trained. Anko and Ibiki nodded, as they too were impressed. Temari scanned the crowd until her eyes met Naruto's. She smiled, and he smiled back. Suddenly Kakashi appeared on the platform, and greeted everyone. "Kakashi-sensei. How's Sasuke-kun?" Kakashi gave her a nice smile. "Don't worry, Sakura, he will be fine." Sakura had a downcast expression. "Okay, sensei." Naruto watched with a stoic expression, as Kakashi looked at him, and smiled. Naruto just ignored him, and looked towards the screen. He coughed for a bit, as he commenced the next round. "Now let's begin the next round." The screen flashed, as it landed on two people. Inizuka Kiba vs Uzumaki Naruto. "Ha! The dope. We got lucky, Akamaru." Kiba gloated, jumping down into the arena. Akamaru, his dog, gave an enthusiastic bark of agreement. Naruto froze. "I want to be Hokage. The greatest of them all," Naruto yelled, standing in front of the class. Everyone laughed at him. "Like you can be done by a boy with a dog in his head," insulted. It was Kiba. "You failed twice now." Naruto felt anger rise up when another voice entered his thoughts. "Naruto, this is your dad. Listen to your motor mouth, mother. I want you to be the greatest ninja ever." Naruto-kun Hinata looked at him, but his hair covered his expression. Naruto ignored her, and walked down the stairs. "The greatest ever," he muttered to himself, but no one heard. Naruto now stood before Kiba, as hate stood between them. "Ha!" Kiba clenched his fist. "I feel bad for you, so I'll end this in one punch." "Can you?" Naruto muttered. "Can that actually be done?" Yeah, Kiba smirked smugly against the dope. "Like you, anything's possible." "Dope, huh?" Naruto smirked. Up in the stands, Yuhi Kurenai, Kiba's teacher, smirked at Hida Kakashi. "Looks like your student doesn't belong in this exam, Kakashi-san. Kiba will finish him." Kakashi scratched the back of his head. "Let us see, shall we?" Naruto is surprising after all. Hey looked at Naruto and Kiba. "Are you both ready?" Naruto unzipped his orange jacket, took it off, and threw it away to the side. "This one will be faster than Tenten's," he said, seriously getting everyone's attention. Temari raised her eyebrow. "That's unyouthful." Lee yelled when Naruto insulted his teammate. Lee Guy chided, looking towards Naruto. The Taijutsu specialist saw something in the blonde's eye, but couldn't pinpoint what. "Ha!" Kiba smirked. "I wouldn't even need Akamaru to beat you." Naruto didn't respond. Inizuka Kiba, genin rank ninja, and the heir of the Inizuka clan known for their nin dogs. Naruto thought, his eyes narrowed. "Begin." Hey began, and with that, Kiba charged in for a head-on assault, fist cocking backwards. Meaning without their dogs, as Kiba came closer and closer, time seemed to move slower and slower for Naruto. They are nothing. At the last second, Naruto caught Kiba's fist his left hand. Silence ensued. Then in one fluid motion, the blonde took a step towards Kiba, cocked his right elbow back, and slammed it into Kiba's own right elbow joint. A sickening crack was heard, as Inizuka's arm was literally bent in two the wrong way. The collective gasps of the audience were drowned out by Kiba's blood-curdling scream, as he dropped to his knees. Naruto finally let go of Kiba's limp arm, before giving him a vicious roundhouse kick to the face. The last few seconds didn't actually register in his mind until he saw Kiba fall over in a bloody, broken, and unconscious heap. It was as if his body had acted on its own. The adrenaline rush he felt, as he broke Kiba's arm, was unlike anything he'd ever felt before. Part of him was scared. A part of him wanted more. The latter won out. "Is the dope now, growled Naruto, as he walked back toward the stands, not even going to pick up his jacket. Only the silence was broken by Kankuro. "That was fast," the puppeteer said with a shocked expression. "He beat your record, sis. I can see that." Temari watched Naruto leave with interest, as did Gar. Hade was finally snapped out of his shock, and ended the match. Winner by knockout, Uzumaki Naruto. The medic speed out with a stretcher, prepared to put Kiba in intensive care. "Kiba-kun!" Hinata yelled, as Kurenai jumped down the railings, and went to her students. Several members of the Konoha contingency met Naruto at the top of the stairs. "That was uncalled for by Naruto," Shikamaru said, frowning. "You didn't need to do that." "Shikamaru's right. There was no need for such brute force," Asuma said, as he saw Kurenai coming back while Kiba was taken away. "He wanted it to end quickly," Naruto answered. "Who am I to deny him?" Asuma's eyes narrowed. "Where did you learn to fight like Naruto?" Kakashi asked because, as far as he knew, Naruto wasn't good at taijutsu. The fluidity of Naruto's movements didn't match his previous assumptions. "Not from you, that's for sure," he said, walking through the blockade of Konoha. Instinct. Guy answered that it was all instinct. "Instinct? Really? I find that hard to believe." Ino said, shaken to the core at how quickly and brutally Kiba was beaten. That girl is seriously stupid, he thought, as he turned his back to his comrades and leaned on the railing. Naruto answers Kakashi-sensei. Sakura asks honestly, curious, and frightened at Naruto's ferocity. As I said, not from him. Naruto didn't even bother dignifying the question with a look. The remainder of Team 7 frowned. Kiba has his right arm broken in half, a broken nose, a fractured jaw, and a mild concussion. Kurenai told them about the damage. The Junins gasped. I don't know where you thought such behavior was tolerable, Naruto. Kurenai's eyes narrowed. Enough, Sandame spoke, getting everyone to look at him. Kiba was defeated. This is an exam, he knew the rules. Although he appeared calm, deep down he too was a bit unnerved by Naruto's performance. But Kurenai tried to explain, but one last stern look from the Hokage stopped her right in her tracks. Naruto-kun, Kiba Hinata spoke in her usual reserved soft voice. Naruto looked up at her, and another memory flashed. Hey, you alright? Naruto smiled cheekily at a little blue-haired girl who wore a blue kimono. The girl suddenly ran off to her bodyguards who asked, Lady Hinata, did he hurt you? One of them asked. Hinata just hugged one of them, burying her face into his leg. The Hyuga bodyguards assumed the worst. Why are you no good, brat? The man charged at Naruto, who tried to explain, look, I didn't mean it. Naturally, his explanations fell on deaf ears, so he was forced to run. Hyuga Hinata stalked him wherever he went since that day. She fainted whenever he got close. Naruto's eyes narrowed slightly. She saw his troubles, and didn't do anything to help. He simply turned away from her, as the screen began to speed through names. Worry about your own match, he just said, surprising a few people. Hinata flinched at his tone, and looked down. Kurenai's eyes narrowed at him. Nara Shikamaru vs Kintsuchi. Hei called out their names when Shikamaru sighed a girl. Mindaki-sai. Their match didn't last very long either. Shikamaru was caught in her trap. Using his Kajime no Jutsu, he forced her to hit her head against the wall. She knocked herself unconscious, thus winning the match for the lazy Nar. After Kin was carried away on a stretcher, the screen flashed again, revealing the combatants of the next match. Sabaku no Kankuro vs Tsurugi Misumi. It seemed everyone wanted to beat Naruto's record, as Misumi was able to stretch his limbs to wrap around Kankuro, and threatened to crush him if he did not yield. When Kankuro didn't relent, Misumi crushed his neck only to find out that Kankuro was really a puppet, surprising everyone on the platform to save his brother and sister. After that, Kankuro came out of the bandages, revealing that he had hidden himself inside his puppet Crow. Suddenly, Crow grabbed and bound Misumi, forcing his surrender. Shino vs Saku. I will make this quick, Zaku commented, as he jumped down to get the battle underway. Good luck, Shino-kun. Hinata smiled at the boy who nodded. Good luck, Shino, winning this. Kurenai smiled at her student. When the battle started, Shino looked at Zaku and said, you cannot use your arms. I suggest you forfeit. Zaku smirked. Your teammate was that bitch that got a major beatdown, right? Then my answer is he then raised his only working hand. Hell no, bitch. Zanka. Decapitating airwaves. He then shot an airwave which Shino dodged and dissolved into bugs when it hit him, shocking Zaku. Zaku kept trying until Shino managed to get his bugs inside his airhole, disabling the technique. Shino then warned him not to use his technique, but the Oronin didn't listen, and in the end, it cost him the match. The group was amazed. Wow, Shino is strong, Ino said, watching Chaoji nod and greet Shino, who came up the stairs to meet them. Well done, Shino, Kurenai praised her student. Yo, well done, Shino, Naruto added. Kurenai looked at him, and he raised his eyebrow at that. Naruto, we will talk later, Kakashi said, touching his shoulder. Why? Naruto asked, looking at him. No reason, Kakashi smiled. Oh, but I thought you wanted to see me. If there's no reason, then we won't talk later. Then Naruto's answer surprised everyone. That wasn't something they'd ever thought they'd hear out of the blonde's mouth. Kakashi knew had no choice, but to come clean now. I just want to know what you learned. I learned what you taught us, Naruto said, raising his eyebrow. I didn't teach you to fight like that, Kakashi pointed out. Naruto smiled. Exactly, you haven't taught us anything, surprising everyone again. Naruto shrugged off Kakashi's hand that was on his shoulder. Kakashi had no reply. If he pushed for more information, Naruto would make it seem as if he had neglected his students. We will talk later about Naruto, Kakashi just said. Let's make sure there's a reason this time, Naruto added, finishing the conversation by turning back toward the screen. Shikamaru was surprised. Naruto just out-talked his teacher. Naruto Baka, how dare you say that about Kakashi-sensei? Sakura was about to put Naruto in his place when Uzumaki pointed at the screen. The names that came up were Haruno Sakura vs Yamanaka Ino. Sakura sweated a bit when Naruto touched her shoulder. She looked to see him smiling at her. Don't worry, Sakura, show Ino what Kakashi-sensei taught you. He did teach Sasuke. After all, Sakura flinched. Naruto looked at Kakashi and gave him a pretty good imitation of the Cyclops' own one-eyed smile, right, sensei? The Jounins didn't like what the blonde was implying about their comrade. Kakashi closed his book and put on a serious expression. He went to Sakura and touched her shoulder. Good luck, Sakura. Kakashi gave a nice smile. Sakura nodded. Good luck, Ino. Asuma said. His team nodded at her. Kakashi and Naruto continued their stare down. The blonde was smiling while the Jounin had a serious expression. Sensei, let's watch, Naruto said. Sasuke's become much stronger with your teaching. Can't possibly win. I get it, Naruto, Kakashi said, ending the matter. Then we wouldn't be talking later, as I have some serious training to do, he responded. Kakashi was silent, as a crypt. I was disappointed. Asuma shook his head, and Kurenai stared curiously at Naruto. He was nothing like she had expected. The fight between the two girls went exactly how Naruto thought it would. It was the most pathetic thing anyone in the stands had ever seen. Words and weak attacks were exchanged between the girls, as they battled with Academy-style Bunshi clone, until Ino managed to catch Sakura with her clan's Shintention no Jutsu mind transfer technique. Ino was going to force Sakura to say that she forfeited. Damn, this is pathetic, Kankuro said, as Temari nodded. Gaara just watched. The fight carried on, as Sakura somehow kicked Ino's spirit out of her body, and they resumed their fight, which ended in a double knockout from the equal haymakers the girls gave each other. When it was all said and done, and both girls came a bit later, they made up and mended their friendship a little. Oh, they're friends again, Dosu said in a sarcastic mocking chuckle, while Temari smirked. Hyuga Niji vs Hyuga Hinata. Naruto narrowed his eyes, as Hyuga Niji walked past him. Why try dope? Fate has decreed you will never be a ninja. HMPH, you should give up, Lady Hinata. It is your fate to do so. Niji arrogantly smirked, as he looked at her, and walked down the stairs. Hinata looked sad, as Kurenai put her hand on her shoulder. Hinata didn't let him get you down. Just do your best. Okay, thank you. She then went to begin her fight against Niji. She looked at Naruto, who turned away from her. She was determined not to let him down. I won't let you down, Naruto-kun. To everyone's surprise, Hinata was able to fight Niji on equal footing for the first few moments of the match. Kurenai looked at Naruto because she knew Hinata's newfound confidence was all thanks to him. But this new confidence wasn't enough in the end, as Niji simply overpowered her with his superior Jiken, ending the match in his favor. Sabaku no Gaara vs Rock Lee. Yosh. It's my turn. Lee exclaimed, proud, making his teacher scream in glee. Go, my student. Guy gave a thumbs up, and Lee jumped down to fight Gaara, who was waiting patiently. This was by far the most competitive match so far. Gaara's sand defense seemed pretty much impenetrable until Lee took off his weights. When Lee released 5 out of the 8 Hachiman gates, his speed was absolutely outrageous. I can't believe someone can move that fast. Naruto thought in awe. Naruto realized that if he faced Gaara or even Lee, as he was now, he would get creamed. Damn it, what was I doing all this time? He thought. Lee trained until he dropped for years while he was busy playing pranks, chasing after a pink banshee, and foolishly listening to his sensei. However, Lee's body couldn't withstand the pressure of the Hachiman gates for very long. Gaara's second sand armor simply outlasted Lee's body. The reverse lotus was the last straw. When Lee fell over in pain, Gaara used the opportunity to attack Lee with his sand. The sand latched onto his arm and leg. Gaara was about to finish him off, but Guy stopped him before Gaara could complete his sand burial technique. Man, that was amazing. Naruto looked at Niji. You have an amazing teacher. Want to swap? No, Niji just replied, looking stoic. Why not? Naruto pointed at Kakashi. He's the copy ninja. He will not benefit me, Niji just said. Quite frankly, he didn't want to talk with the stove. Oh my god, Kakashi. Naruto looked shocked at his sensei. He just called you useless. You're not useless because you'll help me in my training, right? No one said anything. Naruto smirked. I want to see how he's going to get out of this one. Kakashi gave a nice smile later. Okay. Naruto groaned, channeling his Kelmi orange personality. But sensei, that's what you always say. Sakura and Sasuke have gotten stronger, why not me? Sakura was confused by the lack of suffix on her name. Kakashi's single eye went white a bit. They both wondered the same thing. What happened to you, Naruto? You humans are funny, Kyuubi chuckled, as he watched everything. Naruto froze. What is the fox planning? You know what, forget it, I'm done with your excuses. Naruto dismissed Kakashi. You were never there for me, and you never will. Kakashi's eyes widened at that. He thought of more than just his failures, as Team 7's Chunin. He thought of his failures to protect his sensei's legacy. Sensei, I'm sorry. He looked down in shame. Naruto. How dare you speak, Sakura yelled, but stopped when Naruto gave her a dark glare. Shut up. Those 2 words effectively ended the conversation, as the next 2 competitors were called. Akimichi Choji vs Dosu Kanuta. Choji lost pretty quickly. He simply couldn't win against Dosu's sound techniques. Even with his Baiken no Jutsu, he wasn't able to win against the Oto Genin. You will tell me everything, Naruto whispered to himself. The fox heard, but didn't respond. With the preliminaries over, the winners were then briefed on the last portion of the exam. Okay, now you will get a tab telling you who you will face in the final exams. Here is a gesture to Anko to get the box of tabs, and give them to everyone to pick. Alright, everyone picked a number. Anko went to everyone who put their hands inside the box, and pulled out a tab. Anko winked at Naruto when he got his. The Uzumaki raised his eyebrow at the eccentric woman. What are your numbers? Sarutobi said. The Genins answered. 5 Gardrones. 3 Kankuro says. 7 Temari calls out. 1 Naruto says. 9 Shikamaru responds. 4 Shino responds. 2 Niji spoke softly. 8 Dosu said. 6 Kakashi response in Sasuke's place. Okay, the matchups for the finals are as follows. First match Uzumaki Naruto vs Hakonichi. Second match Subaku no Kankuro vs Aburashino. Third match Uchiha Sasuke vs Subaku no Gar. Fourth match Subaku no Tamari vs Dosa Kanuta. Finally Nara Shikamaru faces the fourth match victor, Heiei called out. That concludes the second phase of the Chunin exams. You each have a month before the finals to prepare yourselves and get stronger. Any questions? Sandy asks. Does the winner automatically get promoted? Shikamaru lazily points out. Not necessarily, the winner of the finals may not be promoted at all. Likewise, the losers might get promoted or no one at all. If you show you have both the ability and mentality to be a Chunin, then you will be recommended for a promotion. From there, it will be up to your cages or council to decide, the Hokage informed them. The genin seemed satisfied with the answer. You all may leave and rest. Good luck. The third Hokage waved his hand to conclude the Chunin exams, as the genin saluted and left. Immediately, Kakashi, Sakura, and Sarutobi eyed Naruto, hoping to talk to him at some point in the next month to get some answers. As Naruto left, he knew he had a big month ahead of him. First, he had to get some answers. Kyuubi was experiencing his thoughts and actions, and it troubled him. And these darker thoughts, feelings, and intentions weren't making him feel any better. But more importantly, he needed to get stronger. He thought back to his father's last words to him. It's okay, Naruto, this is your dad. Listen to your motor-mouth mother. I want you to be the greatest ninja ever. I promise Dad, Naruto grinned. I'm going to be the greatest ninja ever. Believe it. Naruto reached his apartment just after sundown in a pretty somber mood. He knew his first and foremost priority was to try and figure out what the heck was going on. The thoughts, the urges, and the frustration and hate he had never experienced them before. It was almost as if they weren't his. Though they most definitely are yours, chuckled Kyuubi. Kyuubi. So now you talk. He answered. Damn it. Answer me. He screamed. But his mind stayed silent. Fine. If you won't answer me, I'll come get some. After eating a quick dinner of cup ramen, Naruto got on his bed in the lotus position, trying to find his way back to his seal. He tried probing the recesses of his mind for soars back to the Kyuubi, but it wasn't working. All he saw in his mindscape was an endless sea of white. It was as if something was preventing him from facing the fox. Come out, you stupid fox, growled Naruto. Instead of silence, he heard menacing laughter. Is there? He asked, looking around. All of a sudden, a dark shadow rose up right in front of him and transformed into him. Why, I'm you, of course. He cackled. What do you mean? Asked the shocked Naruto. I'm the real you. The one that's been hidden away all this time, said Dark Naruto. Yes, the seal is fully complete. Kyuubi said, what was lost has been found. What was lost? Naruto said in thought. You mean you lost something? Kyuubi chuckled. Its damn chuckle always made him shiver. Indeed, it smirked. But it appears I wasn't the only one. What was lost has been found. He mumbled. You're my darker half. You're the reason why I'm having these thoughts. No, I am the real you. You're nothing more than a mask trying to hide your sadness, frustration, and anger, laughed Dark Naruto. And then he charged. Before Naruto could snap out of his shock, he got a mean right hook to the face, knocking him to the floor. Pathetic. You let all those villagers walk all over you. They hate you, he said. Freak, monster. Mom said I can't play with you. He's that boy, demon. They want to see you suffer. They want to see you fail. He continued. I want to be Hokage. The greatest of them all. Naruto yelled, standing in front of the class. Everyone soon laughed at him. Like you can be, Doba boy with a dog in his head insulted. You failed twice now. Yeah, Naruto baka. A pink-haired girl yelled when everyone now threw insults at him. One word was the most consistent of them all. Dobe. No one cared. No one loved you. But you don't need them. All you need is me. Join me, and we'll get our revenge, he said, extending his hand out. Maybe he's right. No one's ever cared for me. No one's ever loved me, Naruto thought, as he slowly reached for his darker half's hand. There's so much more I want to say to teach you about how I want to stay with you. I love you, my baby. I'm sorry, Minato. I took all your time. It's okay. Naruto, this is your dad. Listen to your motor-mouth mother. I want you to be the greatest ninja ever. I love you, my baby. Did they love me? I love you, my baby. They loved me. I love you. They loved me. No? Instead of grabbing the outstretched hand, Naruto punched Darker Half in the face, sending him to the floor. You fool. How can you possibly forgive those who have wronged you? Dark Naruto screamed. I didn't say I've forgiven them. I never will. But that doesn't mean massacring them is the right thing to do, said a calm Naruto. You don't understand. They'll never accept you. They'll continue to walk all over you. They'll continue to hurt you. No? You're the one who doesn't understand. Kyuubi was right. I am complete now. You make me complete, explained Naruto. What do you mean? Asked the Dark One. You are my inner darkness. You are the anger, the frustration, the hatred I felt for all those who have wronged me. And I am or was the happy-go-lucky Naruto who let everything just roll off his back. But neither of us are complete without the other. Deep down, even when I would grin and bear it, there was a part of me that felt that same anger, frustration, and hatred you felt. And somewhere underneath all that hatred that you've let overwhelm and control you, you don't really want to hurt anyone either, am I right? His darker half didn't respond, only looked away. With the lack of response, Naruto decided to do the only thing that seemed to make sense. He walked over to his darker form and offered him a hand up. How do I know you won't just forgive and forget like you used to? Asked Dark Naruto, looking up at the offered hand. Well, you'll be there to make sure I don't, said Naruto in a more exuberant voice than was necessary. You're right, I can't trust you to do this on your own, so I'll have to be there to make sure you don't screw this up, chuckled Dark Naruto as he reached for his light side's hand. Besides, I think we would be pretty badass together. Damn straight. And at this Naruto both yin and yang grinned, sealing the handshake. Soon, Naruto's darker form disintegrated and was absorbed by his yang self. When the emerging was over, an odd sense of calm washed over him. He suddenly felt stronger. He suddenly felt faster. He suddenly felt more at ease than he'd ever felt in his entire life. More importantly, for the first time in his life, he felt complete. Before Naruto could gather his bearings, the endless white became a lush meadow full of life. A meadow, really? I didn't think the inside of my head would be so weird, he thought. He wasn't the only one. You certainly have some weird things happening in that head of yours, don't ya, Naruto-kun? Asked a feminine voice behind him. Naruto turned around to see a beautiful red-haired woman with blue eyes in a long pale green dress. She walked hand in hand with a tall blonde-haired man wearing a standard Konohinin uniform underneath a long white coat decorated with flame-like motifs on the edges. Long white coat decorated with flame-like motifs, he thought. Only one person was ever known to wear such a coat. Beyond aim ho, he started. I bet he gets that from Kushina, the yellow flash joked. What was that, Minamoto-kun? Care to explain what you mean by that? The now-dubbed Kushina said in a menacing tone with a visible twitch in her eyes. She even brought her fist up to his face. I'm sorry, Minato. I took all your time, she said when the male voice entered. It's okay, Naruto, this is your dad. Listen to your motor mouth, mother. I want you to be the greatest ninja ever. Beyond aim, my father. He thought. Nothing at all. I didn't mean anything by it. Beyond aim pleaded, holding his arms over his head, trying to shield himself from the beating he was surely going to receive. Redeeds, and their tempers, sheesh. Why? Naruto mumbled. This was beginning to become too much for him to handle. He tried desperately to hold back tears. This got the couple's attention. Would you do it? Why did you seal the Kyuubi in your own son? He screamed. His parents looked down in shame. All the hate. All the loneliness. All the suffering. How could you do that to me? This time the tears couldn't be stopped. Silence reigned. For what seemed like hours, no one knew what to say. Naruto, how old are you now? Asked Minato. 12 going on 13, he said, trying to wipe away some of the waterworks. Minato sighed, not even 13, and already shouldering the burden of the world. He couldn't help but feel that stab of pain watching his son cry in front of him. We know that after all that has happened to you, we don't deserve to be called your parents, Kushina began. Our greatest regret was passing on this burden without being there for you to shoulder it. Again, there was silence. Although, it was a little less awkward and depressing than last time. What made you think I could handle it? He asked, remembering their last words to him. Because you're our son, they answered in unison. It's only natural for the parents to believe that their children will surpass them. Continued his father with a smile. Ah, you have some high expectations, Dad, chuckled Naruto. I know. But I know you'll surpass even me one day, his father said with the utmost conviction. How can you be so sure? He asked. Just call it a hunch, Minato smiled. And never doubt a mother's intuition. His mother exclaimed, as if that defeated all possible negatives. Somehow, Naruto couldn't help but smile at his mother's enthusiasm. Naruto. There are a few things we need to tell you, his father said in a serious tone. First, your mother was the previous host of the Kyuubi. On the night of your birth, your mother and I were attacked seconds after your birth. That man's name was Madara Uchiha, and so Minato recounted the events of that fateful night. I see I'll need Kyuubi's strength one day to stop whatever he plans to accomplish, Naruto summarized. Yes. Kushina and I sealed some of our chakra in the seal before we passed away in order to help you on that goal. My chakra was to be awakened should you prematurely start losing your mind from the Kyuubi's power. And your mother would be there when you would fight the Kyuubi for control of his chakra, said his father. But with Kyuubi's yin chakra returning, and you now knowing its name, neither of us need to fulfill our roles anymore, his mother finished. So you're going to just leave me? But I have so much to ask you. How did you guys meet? How do you fall in love? Would you name me Naruto? He asked. This would be his only time meeting with his parents. He couldn't just let them leave so soon. Ah, that last one's easy. We named you after the hero from Jiraiya-sensei's first book. We hope that you would one day be a great ninja like the one from the book, chuckled Minato. Jiraiya-sensei. I thought you told me to stay away from him, mused Naruto. As you should. He's a pervert. Kushina huffed. A pervert. Yeah, he tried to peek at your mother and me during the process of creating you, his father said, clearly embarrassed at the turn the conversation had taken. The process of creating me. Naruto shivered at the thought of his parents doing the nasty. As for the first two, you father and I went to the academy together. When my first day there, the class was going around talking about our goals. Both of us said we wanted to be Hokage. Of course, Minato looked like a total flake and was when he was younger, so no one took him seriously, smiled Kushina. An indignant cry of hey was heard from the yondaime, but was promptly ignored. But one day, Senkumo Ninja kidnapped me in order to use my special chakra chains to gain control of the Kyuubi. On the way to Kumo, I secretly plucked and left strands of my red hair to mark the trail, hoping someone would find me. As fate would have it, your father found the trail saying how he admired my hair, even though I hated it. I guess you could say it was the red thread of fate that brought Konoha's yellow flash and red hot-blooded habanero together, she finished. I always knew there was a reason why I liked orange. I guess subconsciously I was carrying on the dream you guys passed on to me, mused Naruto to himself. Naruto, you should know that we'll never actually leave you, his father said, coming closer to him. We'll always be right here with you, he finished by touching the spot on Naruto's chest where his heart was. We'll always be there guiding you, helping you, and watching, said his mother, bringing her face down to meet him. I can already see it in your eyes, Naruto-kun. You're already strong. And you'll only get stronger as you go. And for the first time ever, the entire Uzumaki Namikaze family shared one heartfelt hug together. No one present could hold back the waterworks. A few minutes later, it was time to go. Naruto, always knowing that we loved you so very much, cried Kushina, planting a soft kiss on his right cheek. And remember that no matter what, we'll always believe in you and be proud of you, son, finished Minato, ruffling Naruto's hair. A few seconds later, Minato, Kushina, and the meadow disappeared back into the endless sea of white. They believed in me. They were proud of me. They loved me, smiled Naruto. Now, I have one last task to complete. Again, the white disappeared, this time becoming a dark, dank, and dimly lit sower. So, you've met with your parents. Why am I not surprised that they left some chakra in you? Snarled Kyuubi. You could tell I was with them, asked Naruto. I meant to bring you here after you fought your darker half, but your parents got to you first, brat. I see. What do you want from me then, Kurama? Asked Naruto, going back to the original question. At this, a ridiculous amount of color intent leaked out from behind the bars. You will not call me by that name, Ninjin, screamed the Kyuubi as it tried to lash out at Naruto. It was suffocating. It was like trying to breathe underwater. Fine, why did you want to see me before? He asked, being cowed by the sheer amount of chakra. I want to know what you intend to do, the stated, finally reeling in his chakra. To train for the month I have off, Naruto said matter-of-factly. And after? It's okay, Naruto, this is your dad. Listen to your motor mouth, mother. I want you to be the greatest ninja ever. To be the greatest ninja ever, whispered Naruto. It would be interesting if you became Hokage, Kyuubi smirked. You make it sound like I will reject the offer. Will you be who you were before, probed by Kyuubi. We'll see when the time comes, said Naruto, returning Kyuubi's smirk. But I have one other goal. Oh, and what would this grand ambition be? Joked the dot. To make you see past your hatred, stated Naruto. Do not patronize me, boy. I am the Kyuubi no Yuko, most powerful of all 9 Biju, born from the foulest chakra to ever exist. There is nothing in me but hatred, roared the Kyuubi. This time the killer intent felt the weight of the entire world on Naruto. But unlike last time, Naruto didn't waver. You're wrong. You said it yourself, we are now complete. You have your yin chakra back, and I now understand my inner darkness. Even when I forgave and forgot the abuse I suffered, deep down inside I still held on to some of that hatred and sadness. As such, even through all the hatred you must feel for us, the suffering from being sealed into Jinchuriki, and the loneliness and sadness of never having a friend, there is still good in you, Naruto declared, looking the Kyuubi right in the eyes. You lie. It thundered. I'm not. I can see it in your eyes, Kurama. I can see the pain and sadness of losing someone precious to you, said Naruto, never losing eye contact with the 9 tails. At this, the Kyuubi flinched. Please don't go, the younger Kyuubi pleaded. I'm sorry, Kurama, but my time has come, a man with ripple-like patterns in each of his purpler eyes said. Come here, he gestured for the teary-eyed kitsune to come closer so they could see eye to eye one last time. No matter how far apart you'll be, we'll always be connected, the Rinnegan user said. He pointed to his heart, right here. And one day, you'll be guided down the right path. One single tear fell from Kyuubi's eyes. Father. After several minutes of silence, they looked back at it. His eyes are so much like his, so full of passion, so full of understanding, so full of determination, Kurama thought. No matter how far apart you'll be, we'll always be connected, the Rinnegan user said. He pointed to his heart, right here. And one day, you'll be guided down the right path. After centuries, maybe, just maybe, I can believe in those words one last time. Alright, you little brat. I'm going to make you a deal. I'll share my power with you, and in exchange you shall acknowledge me as your master. Grinned Kurama. Of course, Kurama-sama. Naruto beamed. He held his fists out to the kitsune. It's Kyuubi-sama to you. Pathetic. I refuse to allow Shikaku's container to be stronger than mine, so you'd better train until you drop this next month, brat. The Kyuubi smirked. But nonetheless, he returned Naruto's gesture. That fist bump would go down as one of the landmark moments of ninja history. Thanks for watching my video. Leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time. Till then, sayonara.